ever noticed everyone looks the same, acts the same, and behaves the same? Everyone is so scared of their own shadow that they'd rather be anyone else but themselves. You know, when growing up, this always puzzled me. I always wondered, why do we conform? I remember when I was in high school, I had these friends who, for lack of better words, changed themselves. They changed their personalities. They changed everything about themselves just to fit in with this so-called in crowd. And some of my friends even got into drugs, alcohol, porn, gangs, crime. They would do poorly in school just to fit in, just to win some meaningless acknowledgement. Eventually, they had changed so much, I couldn't even recognize them. They had changed every iota of their being, that they weren't even the same individuals anymore. Again, the question haunted me. Why do we conform? Why do we change ourselves to fit in? Being my naive self, I thought that maybe you do have to change yourself to fit in, to get some friends, because everybody else was doing it. In all honesty, when I was growing up, I wanted some cool friends very badly. So in order to get my conformity badge, I had to eliminate my uniqueness and my individuality. So what I did was I replaced my turban with a frohawk, and I shaved my beard to get a chin strap. After I blended in, I got myself some friends. And this particular crew who I chilled with, they cussed a lot. To say they had a sailor's mouth is an understatement. They would drop the F-bomb in everything. It was always effing that, effing this, effing, 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 a lot of cussing, For me, it wasn't a big deal. I don't cuss, but who am I to judge them? It's their life, and they can live it whichever way they wanted to, But I do remember one thing. To justify me chilling with them, me hanging with them, I always said this. I said, they're not that bad. Notice that phrase, not that bad. No one ever says that unless they're doubting their own judgment. Food for thought. Anyways, one day, I was walking around in my house and I stubbed my toe and I yelled out in excruciating pain. And guess what word came out of my mouth? You guessed it. At that moment, I froze. And I thought about it. I was like, well, I never cuss. Why now? And as I was thinking, the famous quote by Rollo May, the distinguished psychiatrist, flashed through my mind like a lightning bolt. And he said, the opposite of courage in our society is not cowardice, it's conformity. And there you have it. Everyone is so busy playing copycat that they have forgotten who they really are and why they're even playing copycat in the first place. It's like those children's games, like Simon Says and Follow the Leader. But the funny thing is, even the leaders are following other clueless leaders. It's the blind leading the blind. And when I actually thought about it, on the reason why I cussed in the first place, it all made sense. The reason why I conformed and the reason why my friends conformed wasn't because we were overly fond of the people who we chilled with, but rather, we just wanted to be accepted. We just wanted to be liked. We just wanted to make friends, be appreciated, and be loved. It was either the friends we hanged out with or suffer being alone. So the root cause is really, not really understanding who you really are, where you're really coming from, and lack appreciation for yourself. Social psychologists call this behavior normative social influence. This is where one conforms themselves to fit in with a group, to avoid punishment and to reap rewards. The punishment being an outsider, being an outcast, not having any friends, and the rewards being having friends, even though they may suck. Before I move on and talk about some solutions, I just want to make one thing clear. The example I gave here is only a small example for my life, number one. And number two thing is, by no means am I judging anybody. If you cuss or if you have bad friends, I'm not saying that you're a bad human being. By no means whatsoever. I'm just trying to, put across my point. Now, after my long spiel, let me offer you some solutions. Firstly, you must realize we live in a social media world where likes, comments, followers mean that you're accepted, that you're good enough. But let me tell you something. That is the biggest bullcrap in the world. Don't drink that Kool-Aid. Self-esteem and self-worth. No one can give that to you. Both of these are gifts that you give yourself by accepting yourself without judgment and with kindness and love. And if you do want to change yourself, do it for the better. Do it for yourself and for nobody else, because you deserve that. Remember, true friends accept you exactly the way you are and not what they can turn you into. Remember, love gives, it does not take. The next time when you're thinking of conforming, just ask this simple question. Just ask, are these people whom I'm conforming for, are they actually helping me or are they hurting me? Are they making me a better person or am I going the opposite direction? Mr. Jim Rohn, says his entire thing more eloquently. He says, just ask, what do they have me doing? What do they have me reading? What do they have me thinking? What do they have me seeing? What do they have me listening to? What do they have me saying? What do they have me feeling? And where do they have me going? For all my Christian brothers and sisters out there, the next time you're thinking of conforming, just remember this quote from the Bible that the Apostle Paul quotes in Corinthians when he says, "Bad company corrupts good character." So don't let your goodness be corrupted by evil, and don't exchange your virtue with vice. I believe it was Bhagat Friji who said it the best, whose compositions can be found in Guru Granth Sahib Ji, the Sikh Holy Scripture. And he says a very beautiful thing. He says, "Heere jaisa janam hai, odi badle jai," which means your life is as precious as a priceless diamond, but you exchange its worth for a penny. So please, my friends, my brothers, my sisters out there who are watching this, you are priceless. Don't exchange your worth, your life, for drugs, for alcohol, for porn, and most importantly, do not conform, because you are priceless and you deserve a good life. Thank you for your time. God bless you.